Sooner or later, it happens to every story you love. One day you discover that a character you knew by heart has become black or a woman or something the book never said, something far from how we've always pictured them. This time it was Helen of Troy in Nolan's new Odyssey with Lupita Nyong'o's face. Next time it will be someone else. Let's say it plainly, without dancing around it. The choice is almost certainly political. A major studio doesn't change the skin color of the most famous woman in Western literature out of pure artistic inspiration. It does it because it pays off, because it gets people talking, because it taps into an audience and a conversation that sell right now. And it's also true that this politicization often drags a real drop in quality behind it. Characters rewritten on the surface, while nothing underneath like the writing, the coherence, the sense of the story gets truly rethought. Still, the accusation you read under every video isn't, "This film is badly written." It's, "This film betrayed the original." And that sentence, obvious as it sounds, hides a question almost no one stops to ask. Betrayed how, exactly? That accusation assumes a work owes absolute fidelity to its source. The problem is that no work stays identical to itself, even when no one touches it. What the Iliad and the Odyssey meant to a Greek in the 7th century isn't what they mean to us. In between lie centuries of rereading, of meaning added on top of meaning. An entire culture, Rome, that took those poems, claimed them, rewrote them, made them its own, until a new book came out the other side. And we, heirs to that culture, can no longer read Homer. We read only what 2,000 years of transformation have let survive of him. The text, in fact, has never changed by a single comma. The way we read it, though, has been overturned again and again. Take Aeneas. In the Iliad, he's a supporting character. One Trojan warrior among many. Someone Homer lets survive, only because the gods have other plans for him. Plans Homer himself doesn't know yet. 7 centuries later, a Roman poet takes him, pulls him out of Troy, drags him across the Mediterranean, and makes him the father of Rome. A minor character from a Greek epic becomes the mythical origin of an entire empire, complete with a descent into the underworld and prophecies that never once crossed Homer's mind. No one calls the Aeneid a betrayal of the Iliad. We call it a masterpiece. And if it is one, then the problem can't be transformation itself. Because the most radical transformation the West has ever known is already inside the canon, celebrated, studied, carved in marble. If even Virgil didn't uncover a hidden meaning inside the Iliad, but produced a new one, reading Homer through the needs of his own time, then every reading does the same thing. There's no moment when anyone reaches the true text without carrying their own era on top of it. Not even Virgil did. Not even Homer, telling of a Bronze Age he had never seen, dressing it in the weapons of his own time. The meaning isn't inside the text, waiting to be found. It happens in the encounter between the text and whoever is reading. Different every time, true only for that one encounter. In that sense, the idea that a work can be rewritten shouldn't scare us. It could never have been otherwise. Even if you don't touch a single comma of the original source, the meaning changes anyway, because it isn't the text that changes, it's who meets it and when. We live in a time when even choosing not to make Helen black would already be a political act. There's no escaping reinterpretation. If every reading produces a new meaning, if even reading the same word, today, doesn't mean what it meant yesterday, then reinterpreting isn't some special operation that applies only to certain works at certain moments. It's the only thing it's ever possible to do with a text. There is no interpretation zero, no virgin reading, for reinterpretation to stray from. And if there's no virgin reading, there's no virgin word either, and no virgin story. No, I love you is born in the moment you say it. It's already been said, in the same order, by thousands of people before you. And whoever films the Odyssey today, Nolan or anyone else, isn't telling that story as if no one had ever told it before. Before him, Homer already told it, and so did everyone who rewrote Homer, and everyone who rewrote that rewriting for 3,000 years, in every language that ever bothered to have a founding myth. There is no point of origin to be faithful to. That point is already a copy of something else. You can pretend not to know it, or you can say it, or film it, knowing you're not the first, and do it anyway, believing it no less for that. Whoever cries betrayal still wants the innocence of speaking first. But that innocence never existed, not for the lover who believes they're inventing their own I love you, not for Homer, singing of a Bronze Age already told by others before him, in forms we no longer know. Pretending otherwise is the real lie, admitting it is the only honesty left. Not because every rewriting is automatically good, but because the existence of an intact original to betray is already false from the start. We can't create from nothing. Every sign we use to communicate is borrowed. It necessarily rests on something we already know. Some people quote knowingly, some quote without realizing it. Not quoting at all has never been possible. In the 6th century BC, the poet Stesichorus wrote a poem that recanted the myth of the Iliad. Helen never boarded the ships, never made it to Troy. She had stayed in Egypt for the whole duration of the war. The one who arrived at Troy, the one Greeks and Trojans slaughtered each other over for 10 years, was an eidolon, a phantom, an image made of air, shaped by the gods in her place. Maybe the same fate has fallen on us. We're still watching the phantom of a Helen who, deep down, never existed, no more than she ever existed at Troy. The original Helen survives only in its name. We possess nothing more than empty names,